Hello, Base Invaders fans, and welcome to this week's EU Base Invaders event. We are watching 5-mans today, and it will be casted by me, Pridä, and I'm joined by the lovely Ian.
Good afternoon, Pridä. How you doing?
I am doing very well today, and what about you?
I'm good, thank you. So fives, I'm excited because it's fives today. Fives is a good team size, I think. Fives and sixes is where the sweet spot is for me. Got decent team size and lots and lots and lots of teams, so you get plenty of action to watch.
Exactly, and speaking of that action, we are in the attack phase, so PvP is now enabled, and teams are starting to rack up points by killing their enemies, and currently I'd like to direct your attention a bit over to 07, because right here, some bases are very close to each other, and they're already exchanging gunshots, but so far, only WQ, EQ, WE, WQ. I will not pronounce that every time fully, so enjoy that for while it lasts. Are already
Picking your
trading
name for that.
shots with ZZZZ.
Interested to note that the roof isn't finished. I kind of thought something must have interrupted their build process because that's a team that knows what they're doing. So I'm kind of surprised that they're still sitting at this stage when they're in attack. Maybe it was too ambitious a build, or maybe they miscalculated, didn't have enough resources. And
Yeah,
that's why
their
they're sort of
shooting
looking
floor
at
is
this.
not even finished yet.
Yeah, their core is exposed. That's
And
unexpected.
J. Corge just passed away to the fire from ZZZ. And on the other side, RS and KLK are also trading fire, but it's a bit calmer than ZZZ so far.
Yeah, now we did kind of discuss a little bit of this before we started, before we went on live, and I suspected that this was going to happen, but we kind of decided that it would be RS that was going to bear the brunt of the attacks here. But they seem to be getting off pretty lightly with this. Like ZZZ are they're in the base here. There's multiple members of them in. 123 is causing absolute mischief with smoke grenades everywhere.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a problem for WQ since now they cannot really do anything, since every time they try to go outside to grab more loot to actually finish up their unfinished base, they will just be sprayed down by ZZZ, which are now just relentlessly sieging them while the rest of their team starts finishing up the shooting floor on the roof and closes it off.
Looks like they've managed to flush out the members of ZZZ that are inside the base, and they've got the gate closed now, so...
Yeah, I got the gate closed, the smoke will dissipate soon. The heli seemed to take a bit of damage, but now everything has stabilized a bit. And we see RS Mason falling to the hands of, I believe it was Carrot, but I'm not sure about that.
I think that was dopamine from ZZZ, possibly, but he's switched angles and is now looking back at a different base here, so it's hard to tell. That was quite the shot as well. Mason had nowhere to run, though. Like, they were stuck on the outside with nothing to hide behind, so all they could do was serpentine for their lives.
Yeah, now we see Heli was taken down up here by Panchito, and they're now running over there to grab these crates to get themselves the extra points that those crates provide.
This isn't a good spot for Panchito. They're quite far out by the looks of it as well. There are other bases here, but there's only this one other base that's close to them, right?
Yeah,
No.
one other base that's close to them, but in a format where there's that many teams and that many bases, it might be just advantageous for them to only have to worry about NN, which at this point have not yet dragged around their compound walls. So at the moment they're putting up a smoke screen with those furnaces, but we don't know how long that's going to keep them safe.
Their base is finished, though. Which is much more important. Panchito's is half built and there's a burning helicopter outside it. I don't know if I necessarily would have don't know if I would want to have attracted that kind of attention when I haven't finished my own base. Especially since it looks like NN are about to contest this as they come up.
Yeah, Frogman and Avid are on their way, but right now we see Lupo trying to defend this helicopter, both building their little walls, pulling up with their sleeping bags, just trying to secure those crate points. And now Panchito is regrouping. Link and Panther are making their ways back to the base.
That's a good push up on Lupo, but I would. Oof. Being down at 32, they're probably in trouble now. I think he's going to get pincered. If they can cut off, maybe isolate one of these players and turn it into a 1v1, it might be alright. I think I can see a third player from NN coming on a flank as well.
Yeah, and then is now slowly moving out. 999 on the left side flank, and 9 now pushing up towards Link. And Avid Watermelon Enjoyer just got beamed down by Lupo.
Miscommunication there as well. I think he might have absorbed some of his teammates' bullets that were intended for Lupo.
Yeah, and Nai gets taken out as well. He was beamed by artifacts. And now we just see this little trading off session where everybody is sniping at everyone, just trying desperately to get the points of these crates.
They controlled that pressure on Lupo pretty much perfectly. I don't think they lost anyone in that exchange there. It was a favourable trade for Panchito either way. I can only see 999 here out in the field again. The rest of them are back at spawn.
The rest of them are back at spawn. 999 is caught in the crossfire by multiple members of Conchito. And now Panther is pushing up. Got
the timing on that.
And 999 in the end.
That was excellent timing on that wall. Kept them alive, but only for maybe 2-3 more seconds there. They were stuck at that point as well because they weren't allowed to. Once that last wall went down, they're not allowed to put another one because they would have been completely enclosed. So they had no choice but to take the fight with Panther.
Yeah, and Panther took the fight upon himself and won it with beauty and grace. But now the battle continues around this helicopter field. Nobody seems to be securing anything, though Panchito have advanced their, let's call it, frontline wall past the helicopter now. And Artifacts manages to take out Frogman.
Yeah, a lot of these exchanges are going in favor of Panchito, it looks like.
Yeah, Panchito is just not giving any space to Team NN and cut off all their flanking angles that they could come from, and is just slowly shooting them down. And so they can just advance further and further, and NN is now soon forced back into their own base. Now we have Avid Watermelon Enjoyer, who almost falls, and now trying to pick him back up. Contesting Lupo. Lupo grabs another kill, moves around, and manages to get Frogman as well with a beautiful quad kill.
Oh, wow. I like how they fed that to Lupo one at a time. That was really generous of them. That was really nice play, though. Like, that was such good area control. I was about to point out that Panchito were holding off the entirety of NN's team with like 3 people, but it turns out they don't even need 3 people. They just need 1.
Yeah, now the action has settled a bit down, and then still trying to contest. We hear a lot of shots, and the leaderboard now, we see Panchito with all of these kills is taking the lead with 27 points, followed by RNC, who had a solid performance last week in both the EU and NA events, are followed by Get a Grip with 12 points, and then WQ, ZZZ, which we saw trading before, both have 10. And a lot of teams are on the board with at least 1 to 2 points. Currently, NN lacking behind in this exchange with only 2 points so far compared to Panchito's 27.
And yeah, for a team with a half-finished base, this is certainly going. This early phase part of the phase is going in Panchito's favor. I really expected that engagement to go a little bit better for NN, but it seems like they kind of just got held down by individual skill there.
Yeah, now we sweep over to Uvu, trying to get a bit of loot in. And for Panchito, those points from the helicopter crates, which have been free per crate, have helped them as well to catch up to this lead. And we see them setting up now to maybe catch out some attackers, and they start beaming at someone in the distance, which we cannot quite see at the moment, but
who are on the... Yeah. on the hill line
Wait.
there. There was someone else over to the other side as well. Oof.
Yeah, Yug gets taken out. Patrol heli is now inbound, bringing another couple of crates for points into this exchange. We see who is challenging Uvu Uvu.
I don't know. Let's see. We were in a good spot here. Because while
Yeah,
there is someone pinned down at the bottom, they do have support from the roof of launch, so...
Yeah, they're having control of this part of launch site at the moment and just are using this roof very well. I mean, you don't see it right there, but if we go over to Uvu Uvu side, they're using a tiny little gap in the railing of that launch site to actually shoot through, and it will be impossible to shoot back at them and hit them while they're taking this cover.
Yeah, that's a really good use of that guard. That's a really tight angle. They can take a hit, but it's going to be hard. Even with
Yeah,
very good spray control from that distance, it's going to be difficult to hit them through there.
exactly, and now just exchanging fire. BR now pushing up from our left-hand side, trying to maybe get a piece of Uvu Uvu when they're up there.
See?
And you see 4 members of BRBR now pushing up, and so far, Uvu has been oblivious. But now they seem to have spotted them and start exchanging shots with them as well.
Yeah, didn't take any damage. That's a good spot that they've controlled on there. That's a popular point in launch for people to occupy during attack phase because it's got lots of good defense points and it's got excellent vision. Oof. They're going to have a hard time making this push because they've got 2 people with a high angle. They're 2 different teams with a high angle, not just the 2 people that are on the roof of launch site there, but 2 different teams at high angle. They're going to
Yeah,
have a hard
exactly.
time
And
getting across.
depending where they'll go, Anan, who is just behind launch side, will maybe join in as well. And Panchido already trying to get the next helicopter down. Will they be able to burst it down? Now Anan trying to join in the fray as well.
Oh yeah, that's going down. If they're really lucky, which it looks like they're trying to do, they're trying to get this to die over the water here because the crates will go out. The fire will go out immediately if it catches that seawater. But it doesn't look like it's going to be close enough. No.
Doesn't look like it's close enough, but it's in a very good position for Panchido since Anan
Sure
would
is.
have to walk past Panchido's space. But we can see with the leaderboard now is Get a Grip and RNC are slowly but surely catching up to Panchido. And
Yeah, that's
so
Get Rip only a point away from Panchito. If Panchito successfully take this heli again with the rest of these crates, they'll probably also pick up some PvP points against NN. So I think that'll keep them in contention for the top slot as we get into the second half of attack.
exactly, but Anan is not looking like they're trying to give this heli for free. So a lot of them are pushing up now, but Nai already got beamed down, has respawned now, but whole team in a standoff with Link there, with Avid Watermelon and Joy close behind. Artifacts got beamed down in the background and is now respawning down at the heli.
Well, Link didn't know that player was to his left there, but they do now that their teammate's just been taken down. They're really not in a good spot. They got 3 members of NN. They need someone to give them cover from. No.
Yeah, and Link has fallen now. So and
That
then
cover from Lupo had come just like a second later.
Exactly, I'm sorry. And then are starting to rack up their first points to get on the board now.
Yeah, see here. 4.
Yeah, 4 points, it's better than 2, but still not enough to compete with Panchito or RNC.
This engagement is really not going their way. Get Rip have just bumped up a couple of extra points there, which I'm going to have to assume are PvP ones, to go ahead of Panchito. Who is it that they're fighting right now? Let's have a look.
We get Rip. Are they challenging shifters in their own base?
Yeah, I don't think that says shifters though. It would seem so. See, this is what was pointing out. This tends to happen in attack a lot, right? See, if you are next to a team that you think you can convincingly take, then what tends to happen is they'll get invaded really early in attack, and the team will just camp in there, farm kill points off of you, and just wait for attack phase to finish. Moment raid phase starts, your TC gets rocket launched immediately, and you're out. That's probably what's going to happen here. Looks like GetRip have been farming up kill points quite successfully as well. They're on 33. They're still ahead of Panchito. That's including Panchito's helicopter crates and the very one-sided fight they're having against NN. So I think that's going pretty well for GetRip.
Yeah, GetRip is just sitting in there, beaming shifters away in their own base, which is pretty unlucky. And RNC as well are now trying to move out and maybe start occupying Nut space. You can see that near G10, where we can find RNC's base, where they are currently now moving up on Nuts and have managed to beam away at the base of Nuts at H11.
Our automatic camera drone's just finding the position for us. We've got it here.
Exactly. Now we have our angle. And we see RNC is trying to do what Get of Grip has secured themselves doing, just trying to find a little hole in the base that they can somehow get in and try to shut down Nuts.
You know, I think there might be a few holes in this space.
Yeah, more than a few.
They're in so much trouble. This panic build needs to be going faster, because if RNC come up that hill and see the state of this, it looks like they've already been in here. I'm surprised they're not already inside the space. Because this is really unfinished.
I'm assuming that Nuts has managed to drive them out once, since they're sitting at 9 points currently.
Yeah, we've got another.
So they probably have managed to get them out as well. And back on the base, we see Bastard now trying to get a piece of the bread down there.
There was another
setting
member
up
of
on that
Bastards,
hill.
but I think they've left. I think they've decided they don't want that smoke in or out of there.
They only got 1 point so far, and RNC walked up there and basically told them, no, this is our base now.
That's a wise maneuver. If RNC comes up the hill and says go away, it's probably in your interest to do that. Otherwise, you're just
Yeah, and Joker manages to pop himself inside of the base, now climbing the furnaces, finding a ladder.
So they have already been in, judging by how much stuff's already in here. Yep. Yeah, there's ladders everywhere. That can't all be build ladders.
Yeah, and Joker now on the roof of the base, probably laughing to himself and waiting till he finds someone to open this door for him.
Nice full kit on the roof there as well. I couldn't see if that was a teammate or not, but that's handy for him. This isn't going to go well. Bastard are coming down the hill now, though. Look at this.
Yeah, and the main door for Nuts is open. And so RNC's remaining teammates can now just run in. And they probably have control over Nuts base now.
I think that's supposed to be airlocked, but it's not tight enough. I think that's what's happening. I think the purpose of that was to airlock that gate, but I don't think it's actually close enough to the gate. I think you can get in anyway. Either that or the gate isn't actually locked. It's hard to tell. Didn't see who opened it there.
Yeah, but we see the announcement up top.
It is locked, so it just doesn't have enough space.
Ananas's Dwayne Wingwa is on an 8-player kill streak so far, but still, Ananas in a convenient 4th place, very close lead so far. And Anan have made themselves way up on the leaderboard, so I'm assuming that they probably got these helicrates from behind of Panchito's base.
Oh, looks like they might have.
Which is very awkward for Panchito, since the helicopter couldn't have crashed in a better place for them, but Anan was like, no, this helicopter belongs to us. Even though it's behind your base, we're gonna take it and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, that has to be what happens based on the points distribution, doesn't? Yeah, that's very well done. Yeah, because that was not going well at all for them. They were only at 4 points up until that point, so they've caught right back up and are now 6th on the leaderboard from being in a really, really hard position against Panchito. So that's good. Makes that fight a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, what is gonna be excited to see is how many TCs will explode the instance raid phase starts kicking off. And now we're watching Bonobo's fighter fight with Nurik, and the next heli is inbound and coming to drop off some point crates.
It'd be interesting to see if this comes in. I don't know if these helis are coming in the same direction, which is why it was easy to get easy for them to tag it twice in a row. So we'll see when this next one comes in. It's a lot of unfinished bases today.
Yeah, a lot of unfinished bases. Probably people in a stress because they noticed, oh well, everywhere around me stuff is being built up. But Nurik's base seem to look quite safe, and Gobo's base as well, although there's still some twigs up there, which will hopefully be filled out in the next 9 minutes, else they're gonna have a very big problem. But regarding that they already have stone in there, it's probably not gonna turn out a sheet metal.
You're gonna have a hard time getting that all finished. Or at least in defendable state. Especially if there's helicopters in play, which I think there might be one about to land on their roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's
Stars Rust is on a mission himself to just get into a new position, get a new angle of attack. I do not know where he's heading or what his goal is, but he seems to be now diving down onto Gobo's base.
Heading in the direction of the train yard.
Heading to train yard. Over to Gibbons, who are currently under fire from SGL back at the train yard.
They're not going anywhere with any particular degree of haste. I think he's just scouting.
He's just scouting, and we see GC with an interesting base out on the water. At least that one is finished and has a pretty watchtower. Oh, that's where he was going, but the landing did not seem quite as successful as he hoped he would.
Oh. Permission to fly by.
What is
the thing? I don't know. Exactly. I love it and I hate it. Like, it's a water tower, but why
I was
is
about
it?
to ask, what do you think of this water tower?
It's still connected to the foundation, so it's legal. It's just
there.
What's the point? Is that to counter the fact that they've built on incredibly low ground? Maybe, I don't know. I like it.
It seems kind of unstable, you know. If that thing catches one rocket, everything comes crashing down.
Well, I mean, it's still got wall frame protection, so it's gonna take a few rockets to down it, and it's not strategically important, so it's probably gonna be okay. I just feel like that's only there because they put the base in a bad place. That's what that says to me.
Yeah, and we currently are watching PRT's base, and it looks like nobody is home, but that's quite alright, it seems, since it looks pretty much finished at that point. But we already see some ladders stuck to the outside, and a member of Bonobo
with his heli was in there.
Tried to get in.
What
did he die to, though, if nobody is home?
Fall damage, I think. Or possibly an auto turret. Could be an auto turret in there. They're allowed to have a small number of auto turrets.
Yeah, and again, he's still flying around with his little dinky heli, trying to scout out the opposition, see where the danger will be coming from in 6 minutes. So far, so good. We see Gobo up there just finally now managing to metal up this roof and their top splash protections. And now we see another base that seems quite low. Again, we had it in the beginning that some of these bases were so low that in fact the shooting floors was almost not above the gate, but yeah, it just manages to squint over. But again, it looks like this is a base where nobody's home. SGL's base, which have moved up there to challenge Gibbons, and Nikita got the last shot on the heli, so we can go check out that helicopter crash. It seems that Nikita is alone there, so and manages to get down the heli over water, so he can just run there quickly and grab the free points that are laying around everywhere.
One of
As
them
a
is
reminder,
too
it's 3
shallow, I
points
think.
per crate, and I believe 4 crates per heli.
Yes, I believe it's 4.
5
I'm
crates
wrong
per
though, because
heli.
it's 5. One of these is still on
Nikita,
fire because it's landed in water that's not that's too shallow. Hasn't been submerged enough, I think.
exactly, but still, it's some 3 points for Bob to rack up, and Nikita can decide to stay there if he wants to wait for the fire to go out. The question is, will he spot this crate that spawned right in the middle of the helicopter wreck?
Yeah, should find that. It's worth hanging around for the last one, I think, as well, because this is 3 point versus a single point trade if he dies.
Exactly, and maybe him and Pyrokinas are waiting for somebody to contest this crash site. And maybe they can grab another couple of PvP points away as well. But it does not seem as we have somebody who would be close enough to contest this in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, there's no one anywhere close.
Back there, we can now see Misfit or MFS in a standoff with Big Balls, and Bread Lover seems to be caught out and cut off from his team quite a bit, actually. But he is
Yeah.
now making his way over to maybe sneak around, find a cheeky angle. I don't know if Big Balls has noticed him yet, and he's just on
No.
the maddest flanking mission that he ever was on, but he'll be
Looks like
spotted
they
soon
have.
enough, I think.
No, they still don't. Oh, there we go. Seen them now.
He has been spotted, and he will fall to Tyler and Fly. But the rest is still standing up so far. No other kills were taken. Now Skiller gets taken out by Equinox. And White is still in the base trying to finish up, clean the last things.
Not easy trades there. They've got a much better position. Their base is a lot taller as well, so they've probably got good access to roof trade to them if they really want to be nasty. But the base is finished and secure, which is better than some of people are doing.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, seeing a full sheet metal base is quite convincing for a team, at least in this event. Since we had so many that were still like half of them twig or just made entirely out of stone with holes in it.
For
So
sure.
now,
Some of those were by
if
people
we
who do know what they're doing as well. It's not like the person didn't know. It wasn't like some of those people were fresh teams. It's just stuff happens sometimes. You don't get your build finished.
Yeah, and talking about building not finished, let's look at the leaderboard for a second. We see now RNC managed to overtake Get a Grip and are now at 52 points, and I think that means they're quite well nested in nut space now. I mean, we could
Probably going
go
to be
over to
staying there.
H11 and have a look how nut space is doing at the moment. And currently it's still highly contested because Ananas and RNC are both in the lead, and you get 10 bonus points if you're the point leader at the end of attack phase. So RNC are probably going to try to get at least some more kills off before this attack phase ends. But Nuts just seem to manage to restabilize just now and refix up their base. But we don't know how long they will last at this point. I mean, they have a fully stone base and have been invaded permanently by RNC during this entire attack phase, but now Ananas has managed to take the lead.
Oh, come
We
on now,
were
that wall's metal.
That wall is metal, that is correct. And
um,
I make a bet with you that some teams will just be shooting at that, just out of pure
uh, I
being
feel
niceness.
I feel bad for these people, Pridä. They're bastard and RNC are like fighting over them. This is like hyenas fighting over the corpse of a half dead animal. Here, they're just like panic building their base in the middle of these two people deciding who's gonna blow it up when the raid phase starts.
That is
It's
exactly
rough.
like it. Speaking of raid phase, 30 seconds to go. And at this point, I just feel like it's RNC and Bastard yelling at each other who's gonna have the right to take nuts at, and Nuts is just there. We're here as well. We don't want to die. And both are like, shut up. Nobody asked you.
RNC fighting 2 different battles here as well, because they're trying to maintain this fight with Bastard, and they're also 1 point short of being top for attack phase, and there is 7 seconds left to go. So they literally just need to get like 2 kills here. They've
Yeah,
just
so they're
dropped 2 people though instead.
yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, they didn't get
Lar
it.
is flanking them as well, so they're actually fighting 3 battles, and now we see the start of raid phase, and Ananas managed to win this attack phase and get a leading point, and we already see the big red circle that indicates that a raid is going on.
So here we go here. It's BRBR. So Get Rip taking that base out. RIP shouters.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
completely gone.
we
Deleted.
asked ourselves how long it would take. It didn't even take a minute. Instantly, Get a Grip was sitting on the TC and was like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll take them out just fine." And the fun thing is, the base of Shifters was more finished
Yeah, it was
than
complete.
other
Yeah.
bases that we have seen.
Doesn't matter if you don't leave if you leave the gate open though. That's the thing. Doesn't matter how finished how finished your base is if you leave the door open.
Yeah, and Lar now moving up on nuts as well. Everybody wants a piece of that nutty cake. The question is, who will get it first? Who will get to the TC?
They're not even finished baking it, to continue the analogy.
Who will bust the nut and finally manage to destroy their TC?
DDB. It looks like they might get a roof. This is now actually not going so well for INC because they've been pushed back out of this position. Lar have taken over their spot, although Eclipse is still Eclipse and Yafix and Joker are still over here. There's actually more of them out than I thought. They are further back than they were before, position-wise. Bastard are still on the opposite wall, but no one's actually inside now by the looks of it. They might just get a little bit more of this base finished, purely for the amount of people that are fighting over them. Good luck.
Good luck, nuts. Very well, and we see here Uwu being besieged by Ho, and they managed to already rip an hole into the outside wall of the compound, and people are climbing in with their ladders. The question is, can we spot the TC already? But who had nested themselves quite well in there. So it's just a matter of time till we have another team eliminated.
It's Uru's roof. It's Uru's roof. We got Bonobo over here. They've just turned up because that's PRPR's base that's next to them, I'm pretty sure. And
Yeah,
Enyo across the other side.
Exactly. Enyo is moving in as well. You see Bono down there trying to move up as well. Everybody is trying to get these early TC points. And Ananas is very close to Get a Grip still, even though Get a Grip managed to get the first TC and secure themselves a bit of a lead through that. Ananas is slowly but surely catching back up with RNC and HOO behind them.
See a lot of door frames that are supposed to have garage doors in them that don't have garage doors in them.
Well, maybe either they weren't built or they were already taken out by another perma-siege, but Rarstead is being special today.
I mean, how do you get shot in the head if
you have no head?
One?
Exactly. Oh, now it popped back up.
Impressive.
Very sad. That would have been quite the advantage.
Yeah. They were just looking down really, really hard.
Oh, now people are moving in, but Uwu seems to have stabilized a bit. And now Porosita trying to get a piece of the action, moving in as well, placing down their first couple of backs so they can hopefully respawn there. And it's still some rats of who that are in the base trying to maybe spot an error, blow some things up.
Lovely branded doors there.
Lovely branded doors, sadly not available anymore as far as I know.
No, those are in the drop. All the true Rustoria fans got them though.
True Rustoria fans got them while watching Twitch Rivals. But yeah, currently it's just a matter of time, and it will show if Ubu will manage to clean out all the invaders from their base and manage to repair their outside wall so they can stop moving in. But down there we see a big piece of action as well. Team Evil cornered in between two other teams.
It's Bob and Chancho, I think we got here. And
Exactly,
MF
Bob and
stuff
Chancho,
of the
and
rookie.
they have a hole in their wall.
Oh dear.
And
They
no
sure
more
do.
doors.
That doesn't seem to have gone anywhere from that angle, though. I suspect that might not be how they got in, unless it's been repaired. Let's have a look here. We have to be very careful not to accidentally make our way into bases that haven't yet been compromised, because we don't want to give the game away to anyone.
Exactly, but so far, with 2 members of Bob inside, it looks 3 members of Bob inside. It looks very compromised at this moment, and they're now just hanging around there with their rockets, trying to spot out the TCs.
Shotgun trap, which I'm not sure are legit.
You're allowed one of these shotgun traps.
Right, okay.
But if we see more of them, it is not legit. So we might have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, they don't get employed very often because they're not massively useful.
But yeah,
Like
usually at this point in time, we only see big rocket barrages raining from outside of the base to the outside walls of the base. But right now we have 7 minutes into the raid phase and already TCs that destroyed and people inside other bases shooting around with rockets as if it were their own home.
My favorite part about that was that they knew that shotgun trap was there before they stepped in front of it. So I don't really know what the logic was there. It looked good though.
I mean, they just wanted to prove that it's actually useful, you know?
Yeah, they could. That's what it was. Castle's curse. They can hear me saying things. They need to prove me wrong. Which is legit because I can and I am wrong quite often.
Yeah, but Bob seems to just be making themselves a home. With Evil just clicking on the respawn button again and again and again.
Yeah. And that's over behind them as well. Now, there are a lot of people in here.
Get a grip again on the roof of this base. And it's just a mismatch. Who is this base? Could we quickly get an inside on that?
This is
It's
Grub
Grub's base. And I don't think that like the majority of people inside there actually belongs to Grub's team.
No,
I'm afraid.
I think this is one of those things where somebody does like a Facebook event and then it goes viral and like thousands of people all turn up at once.
Exactly, but I don't think Grubs approve of that event.
No,
I think somebody just doxed their location and everybody decided to show up to mess up their event together, so...
Russia
But yeah,
here.
no... But Sheila got 85 kills last Sunday and is obviously trying to get more, but...
It's a very nice catch as well. They weren't visible for very long in that corner.
Yeah, we just hear, again...
somewhere.
The artillery barrage is raining down on Grubs. People everywhere just desperately trying to see, and Russia manages to grab out the TC of Grubs, which puts them on the leaderboard in 5th place with 55 points. But still, get a grip, quite a far lead, and Nuts finally falls to RNC. RNC, although they were pushed away, manages to restabilize and grab the TC away under Bastard's nose, which puts them in the lead over Get a Grip. Yeah, and we're currently checking out the insides to see if anything gets left out, and RNC is just looting the corpses, trying to get as much value out of that raid as possible. Still some of Bastard's player in there.
Like that.
But let's hop over to R9 and see what WE is doing, and it's not looking good. Their outside walls, the outside walls of Xenia are not looking satisfying.
At least it's finished. As I always say. Let's have a look. Dixon's getting the... Oh. That must have been a teammate C4. Unconcerned.
But again, their base is finished, yes, but it already has people inside them, and that's something you just cannot have at this point of the game. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
they've
10
got
minutes
caught
into
with
the
that
raid
door
phase,
open.
and you already have rats inside, but it doesn't matter since they're already not the first ones that will be taken out.
They are in there, but all is not lost. They have not made a particularly large headway yet. It was unfortunate they got caught with that door open there, because now that's got further access than they had. But they're into the shooting floor on the top floor here. It's not all's not lost. That's not a good sign. Especially if they're
Yeah,
going to get to stack these. Because if they get the opportunity to stack these, it's just going to make a very large vertical gap. Yeah, here we go. Making sure to do proper splash damage with the rockets as well.
the problem they're getting now is the only points that they will be able to rack up in this time is PvP kills for WQ, while the clock is ticking and will give the defending team some raid defense points. But raid defense points don't help you if your TC gets destroyed, which I believe will happen sooner than later.
Yeah, that's true.
And the raid points don't count till the raid is fully defended and is counted as over.
Yeah, indeed. So they won't get those points.
Exactly.
They're making currently quite work of this.
The search of the TC, just C4 everywhere, explosions everywhere, while Grania tries to restabilize and maybe still, hopefully, get WQW out. Knight Lavelle as well in the base, trying to rack up some kills. And currently, no TC has been exposed yet.
Did a good job of clearing out as many spawns as they can while they go. So it's getting this is basically impossible to defend against at this point, I think.
Yeah, now it's really just a matter of time. It won't grab the loot, but the longer WE takes to get out the TC here, the longer their home base is either un or under defended, so they could be subject to a raid themselves.
This is true. Although I think they're close by. So it should give them sufficient time to get back to it. Getting to just clear out this base uninterrupted is good for them, though. I mean, if they'll get this, that's going to pop them. They'll be just shy. They'll probably be at 100 points by the time they actually find it. So that'll put them into like second place or contention for. RNC are starting to get a little bit ahead at the top. They've got a 34-point lead on GetRip now.
Yeah, and we have a massive kill fest here as well. Base being under siege by two teams, it seems. A massive hole in the outside compound wall. And it's PRT defending. And PRT on the roof currently seems stable, but Bonbo trying to make themselves at home now. GC as well is inside. Everybody is trying to get a piece of that TC. And he is thinking. And he is now acting. Took him a while to get in.
Dropped the heli on the way past there. Oof.
And he was made quick succession of by TB. And Evil was eliminated by Chancho in the meantime. Sadly, we did not notice that. But it seems to be under contestant from Bob as well. So Chancho manages to grab these 40 points.
Ah. Good job.
Good job for Chancho. It now puts them at 65 points.
Right now.
And Bob, sadly, for them at least, went away with nothing. So the base is going to decay soon, drop all of its loot, and
Bob were higher on points before that exchange there, so hopefully they can bring that back and try and get something else. They've had success elsewhere, clearly.
And then moving in on the food, but
was that a bolt action?
Could be,
That
but
was a
now
running bolty shot. I certainly heard a bolt action. That's what that sounded like.
Died, who manages to restabilize and defend, but Uvu is now making their way over and up towards the base, trying to keep this raid going. And who made themselves comfortable on their shooting floor, trying to shoot at the incoming members. Ooh. But now over here, we're taking a look at the base of, I believe it's Gobo.
What's going on this week? Is it Obnoxious Tower week and no one told me?
I
love
mean,
it.
it's the second one, and they probably were like, maybe our shooting floor is not actually high enough to actually shoot over our walls. So we'll just build a tower. And they seem to be enjoying their very decorative and pretty spiral staircase.
Yep, that's good. Looks like the Wallace Monument.
We see the first rockets coming in on the side there.
Yeah, they've got a fair amount of honeycomb on the side. It looks like this is Advent calendar. So it is going to take a time. Like whoever does get in here, it's I can't say that. Porosita.
Porosita, but he manages to mow down 2 of the defending players.
Yeah.
But now makes a run for it.
And Naf had backup there from behind him. The rest of his team were peeking through the gap to give him some cover fire. It's still going to take them a long time to get TC once they get in there, was the point I think I was going for, because it looks like it's Advent calendared heavily on the inside, so that's going to take a long time.
I mean, I personally would put that DC in the tower, and Drazinia, they can forget their siege because they were eliminated by WQEW. Like, getting an enemy TC is the least of their concerns right now because WQ manages to sneak their TC and get themselves well rested in a second place, but RNC seems to be flying off, taking a lead so far. WQ are currently as well getting raided. ZZZ is shooting over at their neighbors.
Oh, I love this.
And meanwhile, Manjaro is just sitting there and is like, help me. What am I supposed to do?
His team should be back in a second, I hope.
Yeah, but there are 5
mad people. They're doing a lot of damage in the meantime. Launchers. Oh my god. That's doing a lot.
Yeah, and ZZZ don't have to be scared at all because they're just sitting on the shooting floor of their base while they're raining down hellfire onto Manjaro, and he's just trying to build himself in as well as he can to maybe repair some damage, take some of the rocket fire, but
yeah, all they can really do is hope to catch some of the rocket splash, because building the health of these walls that Manjaro is building has reduced to stop them from immediately rebuilding, so they will at most catch 1 rocket on the rebuild, which is what they're trying to do to stop some damage getting in further in, but it's not working. That's extensive damage into the core there. I think they're only 1 level. I did notice there's a bunch of extra stuff built inside the honeycomb, like half walls with floor frames and things in there to help absorb some of that splash. Otherwise, that would be a lot worse.
Yeah, and we see Get a Grip now moved up as well. They saw, I think there's some candy that we can take away from WQW and sneak ourselves to 2nd place. If we just profit of what ZZZ has been doing so far.
They are a giant points pinata right now. Yeah, I don't see what the rest of this team is. They need to get back here, otherwise there's not going to be a base for them to defend. You can see them coming down over the hill now.
Yeah, they're trying to stop rockets by killing the shooters, but as I said, they're safely stacked up in their shooting floor. So
let's get Rip and get in here, and are about to be in here from the other side. Carnage. Meanwhile, this is what we like to see.
Meanwhile, everywhere they're being players killed and bases falling. But RNC will be glad as well if they have one of their bigger competitors taken away. But Get a Grip or ZZZ manage to sneak these points, they'll be in the race as well. ZZZ currently sitting at 23 points, so they could definitely use that TC to get some momentum going, get themselves comfortably seated in the game.
Dropping a lot of smoke on that side.
Yeah,
Does that happen? Doesn't happen to be with the side the TC's on, does it?
WQ, EQ's members have now finally managed to get back, but Get a Grip.
That's a suspicious bit of armored wall. Very suspicious.
Maybe they're trying to hide something that the enemies are not supposed to see.
That's definitely what is making me think Pridä, because they seem very concerned about the amount of vision that's been opened up to get up on this side here.
Yeah, and ZZZ still sitting in their base, dueling with some of the remaining members of WQ. And he tried to defend, but was wiped out immediately.
Yeah,
He was running out.
unfortunate push.
ZZZ
here as well.
ZZZ in the base. Question is, how far will he get in? Night Level now upstairs trying to shoot at some of the attackers, but we now hear more and new rockets coming into WQW space.
Meanwhile, over the street, what have we got here?
Meanwhile, over the street we have a massacre as well. The
RS
question
have pushed in.
is
KLK.
KLK invading or defending? We'll see that in a second. But they're probably trying to take the candy away from...
This is KLK invading on RS, I see.
Exactly, they're trying to take RS's candy. So far...
Oh no! Oh, you hate to see it.
That is a new form of spawn camping. Just has been reborn straight away, goes back to where he came from. Question is, will TC be exposed soon? He is waving. He is very motivated to see it.
He's waving bye-bye to his base. See you later.
See you later. You Indiana event will be back. But as well from the bottom, he is throwing it back as well, so he is definitely motivated. Wooden door now built. Question is, how long will it hold up to the constant fire of KLK?
Doing a good job. They need to get some C4 on that door, I think. Strange place for that player to be, I thought.
Yeah, and they're trying to just sweep the base just to finally find the TC. And soon RS seems to be running out of beds.
Yes, so this is a good thorough strategy, and a thing that not every team accomplishes when they make these pushes in. It's really important to clear your spawns as you go. It makes it much harder for the team to defend against you. You wouldn't have a number of times we've seen people not do that, and then someone spawns in behind them and completely derails the entire raid.
But it seems WQ have at least managed to restabilize in the form of everybody being back at the base, but the rocket fire from ZZZ still continues and Get a Grip is waiting for the opportunity. Can we quickly look now the smoke has faded and if we can see something that they were trying to cover up there?
Well, it looks like some of that wall's been repaired. Oh,
and
that's
now,
unfortunate.
as soon as we leave RS's base, they of course
Casters,
get eliminated.
Yeah. Good
but
job,
yeah,
KLK.
KLK get themselves into 4th place. Now really close behind Get a Grip. So Get a Grip have to get a grip and slowly but surely start taking points and not just sitting outside WQ space waiting for something to happen.
SGL's arrangement of rooftop barricades looks like it's still intact, so they haven't been topped down. Someone's just come in the wall instead. It's HSP. They've just lost 2 of their members, actually. Who's on the other side? Gibbons, and there's GC behind Gibbons as well. This is Stramash, I think the word is.
Yeah, but as soon as they manage to repair that wall, SGL is looking to be quite fine, even though a lot of teams are attacking them. But we see them move up from every angle.
Oh, here's the way in.
Here's the way in, a hole in the outside wall already.
See, that's a fairly small bit of damage that has just led straight into the core. There's not enough honeycombing, I don't think, on the middle section of that building.
Yeah, if we compare it to the bases that we saw last week in the 7th format, today's bases seem to be quite small. And
Yeah,
now
well, if you just compare that even to the damage that WQE's base was taking from those roof rockets, that lasted considerably longer, and they were getting a full team of roof rockets thrown at them.
Exactly, and Idol have some holes in their base as well. But
Lara outside here?
Lara outside managed to trade 1-for-1 but falls. Mango still sitting there trying to knock on the door, see if anybody lets the wolf inside.
Defender's advantage there on that trade. However, it doesn't look like Lara are particularly concerned, and they are now blowing that gate open, so we'll be in here in just a moment.
Yeah, the wall is open, so they don't have to knock
Why?
on the door anymore.
Yeah, they are though. Or maybe those. I swear that was C4 I heard from them, or perhaps that was coming from someone else. How did
Santa
Santa get
managed
in
to
there?
sneak inside as well. Santa sneaked through the chimney and
Must have
made
done.
himself at home.
I know. Not even Christmas. Think about that. Why were they?
Hopefully,
I
the
swear they were
defending team.
C4 in that gate. Maybe it just sounded like it, and they're actually just hitting the wall. I will give them the benefit of the doubt and say that I got that. We're probably not getting it.
Yeah, but I hope
Confusing
they have
regardless.
prepared cookies and milk for Santa because he came in and he is staying there, at least for a while.
Yeah, not very long.
Yeah, but Idol gets taken out and Alder falls.
Nice double
First part
kill
of
there.
Santa is taken out,
That second
but
was the right beam.
the chimney is still open. And now we can take a quick look at the standings. We are almost 30 minutes into this raid phase. 1 hour and 3 minutes of the event remaining, and so far we have RNC in the lead with 156 points. WQE on second
Admire
place
your
with
commitment to that name.
124 points. We have Get a Grip in third place with 106 points, followed by Ananas 104, KLK 101, Uvu 99, and close back HOO with 94 points.
It's pretty close, top 10. Anyone from 10 up, and really, to be honest with you, anyone from like 15 up can still easily get to a top place finish here. RNC have maintained the 30-point lead that they had earlier on, so they've maintained that for at least 10-15 minutes now. But everyone is keeping in step with them, and all it takes is for them to get knocked out, and then it's anyone's game from Gobo all the way up points wise. It's really close once you get a little bit down the table.
What's surprising to me is that WQ still is alive.
Yeah, well, it's a good team. So taking them out is not going to be simple. And we were having a laugh at how much damage that base was taking, but we saw how much damage it took, and it didn't go down. You know, they're still here.
Yeah, and
They only
that's
had
a
one
good
person
sign.
defending it. I guess the rest of the team has turned up.
Rest of the team has turned up. They have stabilized so far.
Now, this is RNC pushing it on Bastard.
Yeah, and Gibbons Boba is on an 8 people kill streak, and Menace from Ananas is on an 8 kill streak. But we have HOO that is slowly pushing themselves up the ladder just via PvP points. But RNC now making a move on Bastards, not just wanting to sit at the top but extend their lead, while WQEQ is getting their raid defense points that are slowly flowing in now. And slowly but surely the top two are making themselves a bit of a distance to their following third and fourth place.
That was a nice shot there. Was that Nico? Good shot from Nico. The wall didn't come down as fast as it needed to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
And RNC are now pincered by some shots coming up from top of dome.
Exactly, and the question is who will stand up? Menace now with a 10 kill streak.
Nice.
So moving on, we now see the raid of GC onto SGL. The walls seem to be repaired quite makeshifty, but they are there. And
Was it a
GC seems to back off since Gibbons are slowly approaching from behind and taking out each and every one of them that doesn't run right now. Friend hiding behind that rock.
That's a good spot Friend has got because they've got a down angle on pretty much everyone from GC. And GC can't really peek without exposing to SGL on the opposite side, so it's a good little spot there. It's got good height, and they've got backup from the team coming on the other side. Although GC are about to flank them, I think. Oh, they've been spotted.
But they notice it, and so just takes out both of them with a beam.
Nicely done. That's unfortunate timing. The rest of them were trying to push forward at the same time, but the flank just got shut down immediately. Look at this. Gibbons taking no prisoners. Trying to be sneaky.
Yeah. Intense fight, but he falls.
Good job from Mark. That was 50-50 though, I swear. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
He manages to take out the other one as well, which is probably means...
Gonna get a 3? No.
No. Morbius
that was excellent.
managed to take him.
That was some excellent repositioning. That's what made that. Because that little hop through, they had no idea where he was going to come through when he popped around that wall.
Currently on screen, we see KLK making the first start in raiding HSP. But I'd like to direct your attention to J7, where we currently have Uwu being raided by BRB, some members of Gala Grip, and HOO. And it seems that Uwu is in quite a pickle here.
Oh dear. Yes, they sure are. There's a lot of holes in that base. They seem to be attempting to open this advent calendar from the back. When you just take the whole sheet and slide everything out and just take all the chocolate out. I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, but Uwu not backing down, Raw on the 10 people kill streak, not wanting to give up his base. And PRT, meanwhile, being eliminated by Bonobo.
No. That's put Bonobo on joint third place on 122. They're equal with Ananas.
But Ananas still racking up those PvP single points. And now, taking away, RNC still in the lead, followed by WQE.
Seems like a pretty incisive raid there as well. There was a bit of damage around one side of that wall, but it's not. The building's not taking a lot of damage. It's just very methodical and efficient.
Yeah, at the moment, if we see RNC performing how they were performing last week and just keeping up this momentum, it could very well be that RNC manages to take the win in today's EU event. Just because they have
distinct possibility.
Shown themselves to, as soon as they start off getting some momentum, they just keep rolling and rolling and rolling and racking up points.
It's hard to stop them once they get going. I think one of the things that can sometimes happen is that they do tend to pull away in points quite early on in matches and end up making a target of themselves. I feel like if they stay alive to the end of this, they're going to live. But they could quite easily get taken out by a sly raid while they're out on a roam.
Weak team eliminated by Russia. We have not heard that much of weak team. They were sitting at 18 points at the bottom.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't a joke.
I mean, maybe they hope for mercy, but Russia isn't giving no mercy. So they just took them out swiftly and quietly.
Yeah, it's done.
And now move themselves to
resistance.
where is Russia currently?
Look at all these open doors. Look at
All the open doors, just free
That's what I'm
access.
saying. Oh no.
But
Yeah.
with that, Russia now in the top 10 conversation, sitting comfortably at 6th place, just behind Bonobo. And slowly but surely, RNC's lead is fading a bit. I mean, before it
Yeah.
was almost 60 points on place 3, 4, 5, and 6, and so on. And now they have racked up
Yeah,
quite a bit of
23-point
points.
lead at the moment. Yeah, it has definitely been shorter.
We've had
Oh, Quinley, thank you very much for that Prime subscription.
Quinley, thank you very much. Yeah, so now, currently, we are back at Chancho's defending. Or Chancho is defending the space, I'm sorry. And we see Ananas trying to move in and force them out. What do you think? Will Ananas manage to do that as far as it's looking right now?
So this is very interesting, right? Because we're sort of at this point. This is the stage at which teams get the blinkers on and they get stuck into certain situations. And if they get caught here and end up maintaining this fight, they'll lose the points placement that they've currently got. So I feel like Ananas need to take this fight quickly. If they get bogged down here and spend a lot of time, then they're going to end up getting stuck. And the other teams that are around about them at the points are going to start pulling ahead of them.
Yeah, and we see Bob starting to raid MFS. And currently, their base looks a bit opened. But yeah, PPP inside.
Okay.
With
Having some
MFS
sort of
players
technical
surrounding him.
microphone here. I am sorry, you're gonna have a moment.
Big Bulls are running there as well, trying to join into that raid since they're basically neighbors. And with these big holes inside of the walls, it's not very hard for big balls to get in. And so we see quite a bit of damage has been dealt to that base so far. Still explosions coming in from PPP. Trying to find the TC, planting the C4s on the doors. Oh, now the door's open. He knows somebody is there and he takes out Trader. And so the door exploded in the air. But that does not bother him so far, since he is making progress towards the center of that base. And we are currently seeing other members of Bob trying to make themselves a way inside of there. But so far, no exposed tool cupboard in sight. We have MFS so far not really stabilized. But they're slowly spawning in again, maybe able to take out the members of Bob inside of their base.
Hopefully I'm audible again. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Hello, Ian, you're back. So, we see, what is Pamela Blia on an 8-player
It's a
kill
name.
streak? Good job. Just farming them PvP points inside of MFS base.
Seems like they've made a fair bit of work on clearing out the doors on the advent calendar as well. Although I see an extra one. Does that door lead outside? Wonder where that goes. It's on a corner, so it probably is an outside door. Concerned that they might have missed that though.
Now currently we just see those explosions going on, checking every single door. It's like an advent calendar. What's behind the door? What can you find?
It's never chocolate. That was
It's
very
not
nice.
cheating. Who's not cheating, but getting out some of Bob's members out of their base.
I think there's still one member of Bob in here.
Yeah,
Oh, there's two. Two members of Bob still in there, but it looks like they're doing a much better job of defending against that. They'll probably clear them out in a moment.
Yeah, now Big Balls Wide is making himself comfortable on this ladder, trying to invade them. And we look back at the raid of Ananas. But as well on the radar, we see again the big balls tag pop up. So it seems that big balls is a bit of everywhere on the map currently. Now we're gonna check.
That's just appeared. What are we looking at here? This is Idle and Santa. I'm going to assume this is probably Idle's base.
And we see Santa trying to make himself, again, his way through the chimney, but they will probably get viped soon.
Santa on that camper van raid meta. That's how you do it. Free beds.
He bets, but Idol defending and beaming down the members of Santa up there.
Double kill as well. Very nice.
Yeah,
On the upward angle too.
But
Milk
Milk can maybe go pick up Bubba. But is currently just concerned with mowing the entirety of Team Idol down. He just
He'd
said,
also get a res as well.
Exactly. He just said, this is my home, and I'm gonna take it. And just started shooting down everything that he has in sight.
Excellent response there. What we got here? Enyo's
base. And Lar.
And then on the hill.
But the way it is looking right now, a lot of stuff is exposed in the core already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, from the ladder, no less. That was very nice.
From the ladder in the jump, taking out D, and Anna's gotta move up soon if they want to have any chance on getting that TC. If they would get that, it would get them into top 10, together with KLK and HOO both at 110 points. Gibbons now moving up as well to that territory.
That's not a good sign, because Gibbons have been hitting their shots. Who was on the other team? On the other side there? Is that Hawkeye? That was nice positioning. Like it. Oh!
Yeah, we see NN getting taken out again. But manages to trade back Lar. But Lar has still a lot of bets going for them. So they will be just able to respawn and get back in. And RNC is still trying to take down Bastards.
Oh. This is very... this base is holding up quite well, I have to say.
Yeah, at some point, RNC, I think, has to decide to back off. Because slowly but surely, Uvu and WQ are coming for them.
This is exactly what I was talking about. RNC have gotten stuck into this fight with Bastard, aren't making a lot of progress, aren't picking up a lot of PvP points, and now their lead has been eroded and everyone's catching up.
Exactly, and now they lost the momentum that we were talking about before, and that's what RNC really needs to take away this victory. And if they just get stuck on Bastard, I don't think they're willing to say, okay, we're just leaving them to go to another place. To maybe get some more points, but they want to kill these Bastards now.
You're right. Sunk cost is a real, definitely a real, mental block with these types of things. You don't want to move on and cut your losses because you've already invested so much time on this fight that it seems like a complete waste if you come away with nothing. It's hard to make that call.
Exactly, but I feel like at some point they have to make that call because now they have been wiped by Bastard, and he is just naked, so he will be now taken out. But Bastard just said, okay, you're trying to invade us, we don't like it, go back to your spawn. And we see now, is it Gibbons raiding SGL?
Yes, this is SGL's, I recognize it by the lovely roof decorations.
The big hole in the wall, yeah.
Oh my god, that's hell. I hate that lift. That's awful. What a column.
But yeah, Gibbons making themselves comfortable down there in the storage area.
Yeah, this is what I said. This was trouble for whoever Gibbons were marching on.
I love the cats. I just have to say it. Imagine if that thing walked up to you in the street and wanted your money. You know, I would not even consider it a robbery. I would just give it to them.
Mark's trying to be sneaky again.
Trying to take out these bets. First of all, Mormius has to go. Oh, and he has been spotted now.
Oh, so close. This is...
Just as the
Very
walls
nice.
decayed, that made Mobius turn around and just be like, oh, hey, there's this guy here.
Almost got away with that.
But Gibbons now with an 8-player kill streak. We see them move up. SG falls again. And Gibbons is not backing off here. You're gonna have a funny ractal stuff going on. Please, just as a PSA for the stream, if you look like this, go see a doctor. And Rustmar was eliminated by Russia. Second elimination for Russia.
Oh wow,
Which gets them way up, and they're now even with RNC.
Yeah, 176 points apiece. RNC have only gotten 3 points since the last time we were looking at them, I believe. So this isn't going well for them at this stage. Starting to stall a little bit.
Yeah, they stalled out hard, and now they're under attack by HO and are forced to defend.
Now, see, this could work out in their favor. Because they're liable to get some decent raid defense points from here. Depending on how this fight goes against who. Which so far is not going very well. Killed through the letterbox.
Yeah. Kills for AO. They are getting some good damage done on these walls. Holes are opening up. RNC now slowly respawning, but HO trying to make themselves in, and he takes out another member of RNC.
Very nice. Impressive. They're, if you'll excuse the pun, bedded in as well. They're going to be there for a while.
We love puns here. It is the entertainment value for me. And that should be Enyo that we're looking at, which are currently being besieged by Lar.
Yes. And Pancho. Panchito, beg your pardon.
Panchito.
And someone else.
Exactly. We're currently skirting through all the raids to see where the action is currently going. Here we can see Uvu trying to make a hole into the base of BRBR.
Get rip here.
And it seems that Uvu is making themselves a way inside currently. HO Manticora is on an 8-kill streak as well, so it seems that raid is progressing in the favor of HO.
Yeah, that's going better than I expected that to. I think I might have not given them sufficient credit. They are making that more difficult for RNC.
Yeah, and Get Rib is also there. Trying to do something, but was taken out now.
Ouch.
By BRBR and Uvu.
But Get Rip are heading down this hill.
Oh, now this hill seem to be fully committed onto this raid onto BRBR. If I was them, I would start shivering at this point, because they have 2 teams coming for them, and they're not coming from far away. They're pretty close.
Yeah, that's the neighbours coming round. Let's have a look.
Wasn't this one of the bases with one of the pretty watchtowers that now got taken out, sadly?
It doesn't look like that watchtower's there anymore. Gibbons are making an absolute meal of this. This has been in here for a while.
Yeah, the TC is hitting well, but again, the TC could be in any of these walls or in the core. And Gibbons at this point is just searching for beds to destroy while they're trying to get the TC. And Manticora popping off with a 10-kill streak. And WQ Ladybug is on an 8-kill streak as well. So their defense seems to be working well. Now the doors are coming. Doors are being opened.
Uwu
see
and
if
WQE have just both pipped ahead of RNC while this is happening as well.
yeah, and Uwu now
And here's the
taking the
TC for
lead as
Gibbons.
well.
That's going to put them
And
up pretty high as well.
Gibbons found the TC. Sadly, we did not, but they did. So good for them. 40
One
points
sec.
to Gibbons. Top 5 territory.
Yeah. That is them literally in 5th place now, just ahead of Ananas. Yeah, we caught the TC, which was good.
And WQ defending now.
No, I think they're raiding this one, because this isn't their base, because their base has a lot more holes in it than this.
Fair point. So they're raiding on HSP, which means that they probably have restabilized their own base, gathered up some raid defense points, and are now trying to sneak their next TC. But Uwu now taking the lead as well. Big balls we see pop up in the kill feed a lot.
It's not really translating much into. I mean, they have a decent amount of points, but they're way high down the list. They're not getting as many TCs to keep up in the points racking.
Exactly, and Ladybug now with the kill streak as well. KLK gets there, gets immediately beamed down.
And Carrot has just made it to the wall, but is getting chased. So, yeah, didn't make it any further in.
He's done for. WQ just says our base now, and are trying to chew through the cast iron walls and doors.
They do seem to have a pretty good lock on that shooting floor, so it's going to be difficult for someone to take that off them. Now what we got here? It's Chancho and Ananas.
Chancho and Ananas going at it. So, Ananas has been racking up a lot of PvP points that we saw, but the base still alive from Chancho, but at this point, MFS was eliminated by Bob, surprisingly. They finally found the TC and got rid of it. So we're looking now at quite a lot of eliminated teams so far with 37 minutes to go. The eliminated teams on the right-hand side in the scoreboard are showing up in red, but what is concerning to me is that some of the teams that have been eliminated still have more points than other teams who have not been.
That's okay though, because their points don't count anymore once they're out. So they are in effect gone. It's just for the purposes of us being able to see that they've been eliminated. So.
Exactly, but still GC and ZZZ have to get some pace now if they want to accomplish anything in this game, which I don't mean to be like pessimistic, but I don't think that they're still in the contenders race for top spot. Now RNC getting it back from WQ and Uwu still following behind with Bob now on 4th place since they took that TC, and Chancho finally falls to Ananas, which puts Ananas further up on the leaderboard in 1st place with 201 points.
Oh my days. Still not done. This back and forth between Russia and Bastard down here is, yeah, that was some extreme trading.
Trading. A lot of chaos here going on in HP's base.
Yeah, they need to take this. Ananas have gone top from taking that TC. RNC are still racking up the defense points, I think, from fighting with Who. So the WK need this TC right now so that they can move on to somewhere else. That's rude.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I don't know how many members there are here in total of WQ, but their home base is under defended. And it was pretty central as far as I remember, so it might be a victim to a sneak attack. And now they're just scratching their way through the base. Still no exposed TC, and they find the HSP members just respawning, now taking out the crates and bats. But still a lot of doors to go through, a lot of places to check in here.
Yeah,
So
lots of this advent calendar still intact, so they're gonna be. That's not good for them. They need to, like I was saying, they really need to be in here, take this TC, and move on. Because there is like no gap between like positions 1 to 5. It's 10 points between them. It's nothing. Anybody can take this. So it's all about making quick, decisive raids and then getting on to a new one so that you can get the clock up these points. They're taking out the advent calendar now, and they're doing it quickly, which is good. But I'm seeing additional door the back of these. And the TC could, the rule for a TC has to be accessible, has to be either by a window or a door, so there could still be in each of those as well. So they're going to have to clear them also.
they were just like, one advent calendar is not enough. We need at least like 3.
Yeah, like nest and doll doors. It's disgusting. It's working though. Look how much time it's taking them to clear it.
Exactly, this is stalling WQ out, and I'm afraid that the same thing that happened to RNC will happen to WQ, where they just take so long to take this DC to then have one mistake happen to them, which gets them taken out.
I think they're doing this the right way though. They've spread out. They're not like covering it systematically. They're kind of moving out from individual locations to try and get as many different points within the base at the same time.
Exactly, and as you mentioned before, they're taking out every bed. They're taking out every respawn point if they have the chance to.
Yeah, for sure. They know what they're doing. Not going to move in without clearing the space behind them.
But KLK now moving up as well.
KLK seem to just be roaming and looking for a good opportunity to third party something because they were in a different fight, and I don't think they took that TC. I think they must have just decided the fight wasn't worth it and moved on to.
And in the background, we can see Gibbons as well. Still messing around a bit, but now we go back to Russia and the Bastards, which are currently fighting. And I think the base that is currently just a wall with a hole is Russia's base.
Yeah. They Bastard have been doing a good job of holding people up for this whole phase, because they were doing the same thing to RNC as well.
Yeah, and they're not really on the scoreboard, but they have just been a consistent nuisance to the top players.
For sure.
Russia now, they got a good amount of points with these early, I believe they destroyed 2 TCs so far, if not 3. But now they're being held up by Bastards. And it doesn't seem like Bastards is going to let loose. And now Ananas knocking on Bob's door.
Now this is interesting. That'll put Ananas top again with a clear gap as well between them in first place. It's only 5 points between them and Bob as well.
Now finally falls, which will slowly but surely give in a couple of seconds exactly the 40-point lead or 38-point lead to WQ, which is very important. And now they need to move out and finally keep that momentum, take it with them to the next base, and do a quick raid to finish off before the 30 minutes that we still have in this raid phase.
Good job of defense from HSP. That base lasted out a long time. That was good.
And does not seem like Gibbons is at home.
No, Gibbons were about to try and third party that that raid that we were just looking at from WQE, so they're not here while GC.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they're oblivious.
Not far away, so they should be back quickly.
Yeah, but now the first member of Gibbons has respawned and probably called out to his teammates, oh no, something is very wrong here. We have a problem. But still, they have managed to get quite far in. Already through the outside wall, now making their way through all of these doors to see if they can access the core. A lot of doors, but there is a free access to the core now through this small door.
Looks like there's been some previous damage in here. Doesn't go anywhere. That might be from a previous attack, or perhaps they've just given up and gone a different direction to try and get in.
Yeah. But now Gibbons coming back.
Yeah.
Trying to restabilize, get these pesky invaders out of there.
So GC are currently on 51 points, and Gibbons are on 102. So I'm basing it on the previous performance up until this point. I feel like they should be able to defend against this reasonably easy, but they're only going to be able to do that if they're actually here. And there's only 2, 3 of them now back. They need to hurry up, or there's not going to be.
Yeah, and if
left.
GC takes this, they're basically almost already taking Gibbons' place in this ladder, which would get them from the currently second to last place up by quite a bit. Oh no, they would not take Gibbons' place. I'm very sorry, I understood.
No, they're too far behind.
But the Gibbons are sitting at a comfortable 173 currently. But it still would move them up to around.
It will definitely bump them up. Yeah, for sure.
BR finally falls to Uvu. That raid has also been going on for about 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
And BR falling now. Uvu getting themselves the leading position just via 1 point over WQ. And now they made themselves a lead over Bob and Russia. And it seems that Russia, in that case, was able to defend themselves against the barrage coming from Bastards.
Bonobo defending from Nurik, who haven't made much progress, it doesn't look like. Are they inside on the bottom floor? I think they might be. Yeah, but they don't seem to have shooting floor control. In fact, oh, there's no peek down from the shooting floor. Okay, well, they have shooting floor control, but they also have no vision of their inner pathway there. Which is, ideally, you want your shooting floor to have peek downs from your floor, so that you can control that section from your shooting floor, but they don't.
Yeah, now they're just Nurik is just using this advantage to get in deeper and starting to loot, but he comes around, hears them probably climbing up, and the firefight is a nice trade for Nurik. Gets out. Can we maybe see the HP a bit from him? He is still at 71. I'm healing up a bit.
Hashtag baited. It's full health now.
Full health now. Placing the C4s on that garage door. But gets taken out from behind.
Oh, and chopped in half. The indignity.
The indignity.
Good timing though. We needed to get that door shut. Cannot stress the importance of closing your garage doors. Cannot stress it enough.
But C4s on the inside of these doors everywhere.
Yeah. I think it's unlikely that they're in any of these sections, because this is...
This would be a bit too obvious, yeah, you're right, but...
Too easy
I mean, if they don't check it, it's going to be there guaranteed, so...
Yeah, that's true. You got to take them all, because it'll be the one place that you didn't look.
And this is Panchito raiding on Enyo, I believe?
Looks like it, although I can see someone from LAR in there as well. Solita? So it looks like this is a third party.
Yeah, and holds upon holds in this base. LAR moving in.
Yeah, the LAR have been here for a while, and they don't... Still on the outside. Yeah. Haven't done a whole lot.
Yeah, but LAR in 10th place still. Enyo not that far up, 15th place, 25 points behind. And then on the bottom side of the map, which is a bit less pack, we see Santa defending from Idol. I think it's quite thematically fitting that Santa has spilled in the snowy area.
Yep, that's true. I'm sure that was part of their decision-making process. This is looking nice.
But Santa sadly has no sleigh, but they're moving in on Idol anyway.
Did he down that? No, he didn't. 29, no, they're not lasting. Yeah.
Managed to take them out.
Yeah, with some big beams.
What we have not seen a lot today is helicopter attacks, which I'm missing. But
yeah, that's true. We did get a few early on, but nobody has been approaching very much by helicopter today. They do. Your transport helicopter is the most useful in larger team sizes. Transport team on the roof, so that might be part of the reason for that. You know, transport heli not as useful for transporting 5 people, and also your smaller heli is not big enough to get a significant amount of people up there.
Yeah, but Russia's still holding on, defending, grinding out these range defense points from
Yeah.
Bastards, which settles them in at 4th place. But Uwu now, slowly but surely, gaining some space together with WQ onto Bob Russia. And RNC. RNC not making a lot of progress in the last couple of minutes. Have been pretty stuck, not any momentum going. While Bastards is making their way around that base. And we have these 3 raids currently going on. We have Bastards on Russia. And the massacre that is going on here.
And Enyo. Well, that's Enyo's base, isn't it?
RNC and Panchido moving in on Enyo. Let's quickly check the base damage that Enyo has suffered so far.
That's most of the top part of the table are over here.
Now you see rockets raining in. Base seems to be fine from this side, but we have RNC's player inside, but Enyo's D manages to...
Good defense. This is your main access point here, I think. Is that an M2 on the floor?
I guess so.
I mean, grab that.
But
come out of the heli.
RNC now moved on, still laying around there, but I don't know if RNC is willing to just go in there and grab that thing again, since Enyo has really good control of the top angle down there, up there.
Yeah, they've got that on lock. Needs to be people making entry points there from 2 different places at least, I think. That's a very difficult choke point to try and get past.
Yeah, now Panchido's first member falling. The question is, who will get the better of Enyo, Panchido or RNC?
RNC really need those points, because they've dropped now to 5th place. They're 56 points behind, because they've gotten stuck.
Yeah, and considering the early lead that they grabbed themselves.
Yeah. It's not uncommon for them to be ahead early and then start to as you get towards the end of the...
And we see an N raiding Panchido's base while they're outside trying to get the better of Enyo. And N is just saying, well, let's make some holes.
They're hoping for, I think, a sneaky outside shot.
Yeah, we see the explosions going in now, opening up this outside part, now exposing some doors, but not that much damage done so far. But will Panchido come back in time to realize that?
What they've done here is they've dropped C4 and a bunch of different spots along those walls so that they can then splash damage with the rocket and take out multiple sections.
Exactly, but Panchido is now backing away to defend their own base, which means RNC can now fully focus on Enyo. But we see still the damage going in from NN as we get closer and closer to the 20 minutes mark. Uwu still in the lead with 280 points. WQ following with 266. Russia 238. And now big balls are being raided by Ananas. If they manage to get that successful raid, Ananas would get into 3rd place, if not 2nd, with the PvP points that they would be gathering. They're starting to turn holes to these outside honeycomb layers. And they managed to get a bit of access right there.
Yeah, to the prison walls for some reason.
I mean, you gotta use what you gotta use.
It's an aesthetic choice. It does give you vision down the hallways without necessarily opening access.
It can be an interesting tactic. Big Ball's pushing out now, getting fragged away. Gibbons, again, with the 10-player kill streak, which is displayed at the top. But Big Ball's currently dying. Ladybug of WQ also 10 kill streak. We have seen Ladybug quite a lot in that streak feed as well. Bob now pulling up to the base as well, trying to get the better of Big Balls and or Ananas. Bob is also still in the place where they could very well contest Uvu or WQ, and Panchito was sneakily eliminated by NN.
That actually worked. Nice.
That
Very
actually
nice.
worked. Panchito didn't get
That
back
was
home in
quick.
time. And it looks like they didn't have to destroy that much, but just stumbled upon the TC luckily.
It wasn't there. They haven't cleared much of the doorway around the outside. Maybe it was in that core section. Core's not the...
Probably it was
No,
here.
it's probably that window section there, yeah. In the advent
Yeah, but
calendar.
again, they
That was a
just
terrible place
struck
to
the
do
right door
execution.
in the advent calendar, and suddenly you'll find yourself 40 points.
That's it. Sometimes you get lucky.
And in a second, we can see where that puts NN on the leaderboard. In 17th place now, which is quite a step up, but I still don't feel like they're in range to challenge the top spots currently, as Big Balls are still defending against Ananas, who now made themselves a way into their base.
Yeah, they are in there.
And
Bob are also
now
here.
trying to get in as well. Nikita almost manages to get in there.
Here we see those prison walls in effect. That's a lot of space to be trying to cover without any walls.
Right now,
Also
raid
nice to
going
take out there.
on Santa again.
Yeah, this is Santa still defending against Idol. Doing a pretty good job by the looks of it. See a
Deadly,
lot of
just a small hole
bags
that is
outside.
currently being patched up. Have they
Yeah.
gotten access to the core yet with these shots? Yes, they have.
They've made it to the outer, but they not in any place that's particularly useful to them. The access point's quite high up. That's quite low down now. Actually, that's not so bad. Could probably get into there. I just don't
Yeah, but
don't
we
think they're
still
going to get
have-
into the wall. They're going to get killed before they make that cross.
exactly. I was about to say Santa still has control over that shooting floor.
Yeah, Milk's got full vision of that section that's open.
Yeah, and Milk has proved himself to be a very good shot so far in today's competition. But now it's ZZZ again just being a nuisance to one of the top teams and giving WQ the time of their life defending that base. The question is, if they're successful again, that will pop them in the lead again because they get some raid defense points. Because ZZZ has been attacking them for quite a while now, but never been successful.
I think the raid has to end for the points to be added as well. However, so if ZZZ keeps spamming, then those might never get added.
Exactly,
Which
but
I think it's probably the point of this exercise, because the ZZZ are not... They're in 30th... Well, they're not in 30th place anymore, because there's people who've been eliminated above them, but they're currently on 52 points. They are quite far down the table here. They haven't done anything for the entirety of this event, except for riff spam with rockets. And look how well that's weathered that.
yeah, I mean, they probably have decided, well, oh, Bastard falls to RNC. Maybe
Oh, there we
that gives them now the momentum that they needed. Was it while Bastard was still out raiding Russia? Probably. We see no dead Bastards in their base. So they were probably on their way to raid Russia, and Russia is now wondering why all of them just fell to their death. But RNC making quick work of Bastard's base.
Good job for that. That's brought RNC back into contention again. They're still behind. They're in third place. They're on 262. Uru and WQ have moved a little bit further ahead. It does put them back in contention. Like I said, I think they've fallen off too much. I think it's going to be too hard for them to catch back up, unless they get lucky with some good scouts here and mop up some easy TCs, I don't think they're going to get there.
Yeah, now we are in almost the last 15 minutes of this raid phase and the entire event. And while we are doing that, the scoreboard appears clearer and clearer. We have Ubu in the lead with now almost 300 points. WQ close behind with 280 points. RNC with 262 points. Russia with 250 points. And then Bob, Ananas, and Gibbons falling close behind with everywhere in between 243 points, and Gibbons and Ananas both have 231 points. And in the top 7, it's still competitive, and then after that it starts to fall off quickly. So probably one of the top 7 people right now is going to secure themselves the win in this competition. Honestly, I still have faith in RNC, just because they got momentum now again, which they can hopefully use in these last 15 minutes to secure something.
Conrad and PvP have left that gate open, so if they die here, they are in trouble. Oh, double kill from Conrad though.
Yeah, he was like, I know why I left that gate open, so I can walk back in.
Successful gamble. That was not wise. Look how much distance they put between them and the gates. They can't get that shot again.
Yeah, if anything would have gone wrong, it would have been over for these lads. But yeah, right here we see Uvu's base being raided by who? Uvu is at home, but falls quickly. And we see who inside. But did they find something yet? Currently,
Done a lot of damage.
As we see, there are some holes in there, but still shooting going on. And Santa falls to idol.
Noob got that kill on the way down there.
Not eating
That was
enough
very
cookies
good.
to survive this, but
Ooh, just went out. Where the hell was that? Oh, that was right in front of us. Somewhere.
the first place was taken out sneakily by who, which now puts WQ in a comfortable top spot. What a shame for Uvu. Like, they managed what last week was tried twice, just taking out the top spot to maybe get back into the game. We saw that in both the NA and EU event last week, and it didn't work twice. Now Uvu has fallen as the top contender, and this opens up a lot of options for WQ and RNC.
Somebody needs to blow that tower up. It's still here.
I like the tower. Let the tower
staying.
be. You know, just for noise control. You know, Porosita are currently raining down hell on Bonobo.
This is on Gobo, I think, because
Oh no,
Bonobo
it's on
are
Bobo.
also raiding.
Bonobo is climbing up outside. Yeah, you're right. We have Norik, or one member of Team Norik, now walking up behind for a seat as well.
Yogi's making his way up the spiral staircase. Who is this? Yeah, and Nurik are responding with some rockets to Gobo. Gobo try to roof raid Nurik while also fighting Bonobo and invading their base of Porosita on the outside. That's a choice.
Why not go out with a bang? And I believe Enyo was eliminated by NN. NN with the next sneak elimination.
That is so sneaky. They're doing a good roam job with that.
Exactly, and Lar was in there. That was Lar's raid, but 999 just stepped up and said, yes, I want the TC. Thank you very much. Thank you for 40 points. Which puts NN now in 14th place. And just like a couple minutes ago, they were back at the lower end of the scoreboard and have now worked themselves up.
Yeah, they're 12th actually. They've just replaced Enyo position-wise on the scoreboard. That was well played. See, this is what I was talking about that I hope to see from RNC. What NN are doing are just they're doing that roam, picking out places where they can get a quick TC and rack up points quickly towards the end. And like, look how many they've gained in such a short amount of time. It's not going to be enough to get to the top, but if a top team does this, then That's victory assured, I think.
WQ now trying to finally get rid of the nuisance that ZZZ has been the entire game, but ZZZ has done damage, and we might see the next top team, the next first place, fall.
Is that the same armored wall site that we saw earlier? I think it is. It is. And they are very panically preparing in front of that again.
So CZZ is probably just like,
Oh, that's not the same wall. All right, not the same wall. I'm writing my own narrative there. Ignore me.
but still the hole is getting bigger, opening up.
Yeah, they still haven't got anywhere with it though. Like ZZZ can roof raid all they like. They're like they can sit there till the end of the raid phase, roof rocket, and I don't think they're gonna get the TC unless they're very very lucky.
Does the end of the raid phase then provide WQ with the points of the raid defense? And technically, the raid is over.
Yes, I believe so.
Because that can then give WQ another huge point spike if RNC still manages to catch up to them somehow.
This is getting pretty close towards the end here. Oh my god. Nicely done, Yogi there.
Can't we? Sadly, no spiral staircase, like in the Pretty Tower up top, but D4 is being thrown out into every direction.
Where did Yogi die? No, he went back upstairs. Look at all the explosions coming in here. This is carnage.
But the tower is still standing.
Yeah, the honeycomb on this is doing a significant job. It's doing a really good job taking a splash. I'm really not going to be happy if that tower's still there at the end of this raid.
I'm gonna be a very happy man. I would like to congratulate whoever built that tower. It is making me, especially with the spiral staircase.
Upsetting. We're...
But a lot of teams trying to get the better of Gobo here. Bonobo is outside, Ponestira is outside, and Bonobo is inside as well.
Yes, Bonobo are inside. They've got control of the shooting floor. Have done for a bit. But progress is slow, especially with two other teams on the outside, causing lots of hassle from splash damage.
And Nurik moving in as well now.
Where are they in the score points? 211. So yeah, they're not going to even get that far with this TC. 7 minutes to go. I would say that they are probably out of contention at this point. I feel like, realistically, RNC and up are our only real chances of winning this.
Yeah, but RNC again has been stalled out somewhere. Bob and Russia now taking over RNC. Russia now pretty close behind WQ. I'm wondering what Russia has been up to. We see a lot of raids going on at the moment in these last 7 minutes, trying to scratch out the last possible points.
Ooh, who are trying to backdoor get rip here?
Wouldn't that be the second backdoor of who?
I think so, yeah.
So
Get rip are way further down than they were at the start. Still got a respectable point score.
but nobody is home, and they're slowly making their way. Now
here
we
comes
have.
Zhao. Those two are about to die.
They have a call out.
in
They're
that way.
home, but question is, can Rip get back in time
Oh.
to get the nuisance out of their own base?
If we can find them. I think that's their current problem.
Yeah, they know that somebody is inside, but there's just shooting and explosions everywhere, which makes them hard to locate.
I think Zhao has closed them into the center section here. I don't think they can get out, which is why we're not actually getting any PvP between this lot.
Yeah, but I don't think they're minding being shut in, because they can now just move up the inside.
That is true.
Try to spot a TC.
My assumption would probably be that if Zhao has shut them in here, that the TC is probably not in this route, or at least easily accessible from this route. However, it's probably elsewhere.
That is very much true, but they're making their way up onto the roof.
Yeah, which is not really the way they want to be going.
But
Pretty
they have to
sure.
go since they think that at least one or more Get Ripped players is holding down this bottom door that was close behind them.
That's true. Zhao, or not Zhao, someone else is on the roof of the shooting floor as well. Probably going to get a rude surprise when they open that last garage door.
And what do we see here? Is that Russia being raided? Another top contender being under fire. You see progress is getting mained, but slowly. And with that, Gibbons has overtaken Russia for second place, with WQE still being in first place.
It's getting larger as well, the lead that they've got.
Yeah, but still, it's catch-upable.
For sure, yeah.
We don't,
Oh, no,
or
no.
we can't forget that in 5 minutes, it will rain down points for WQ, since they have been defending for ages. Right? And if CZ keep up that pressure and have not ended the raid yet, which does not look like it,
No,
as WQ manages to defend themselves till the end of the game, they will rack up some points because now KLK have arrived as well.
See.
Because KLK not really in the talk, not really in a contending position, but
They can definitely ruin someone's day.
they can definitely ruin someone's day, and we know that Rust players like to do that a lot.
Yeah. I don't think ZZZ care. I don't. I feel like their mission was not to win this event. Their mission was to build right next to the streamers and throw rockets at their house for an hour and a half.
I mean, that's
Look at all the armor in here. This is no wonder this isn't making a dent. Very nice building.
very nice building by BG. Just he knows that ZZZ is not gonna move out of their base, so it's just like, okay, well, let's reinforce D side against rockets. You know, you can come stream snipe us if you want, but we're still gonna win this competition. And that is not going to change unless Russia and Gibbons now pick up the pace and do something in these last 3 minutes.
Yeah, someone needs to take a TC. If they do, they'll steal it. Gibbons, Russia, RNC.
Gibbons are in GC.
Oh, here we go.
GC has their tower. Big Balls
Ananas.
eliminated by Ananas.
That's not going to give them enough points.
Not going to give them enough points to go to first place, but
Oh,
enough
that's
points
close,
to
though.
overtake Gibbons.
That is close. I miscalculated that. I thought they'd already had them added. That's
But
nice, actually.
Gibbons still has a very realistic chance of taking GC's TC. And if they do that, they pop up into first place. But Ananas now racking up the PvP points to maybe overtake WQE.
I feel like timing on this might work out really well for Gibbons, because they might take this just at the end here. Although they are running out of time. They only have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how many points WQ will get for the defense. So Gibbons now has to... They already got the base defense points, apparently. Russia are getting their base defense points as well.
Let's see how this total finishes up here.
Gibbons,
it's getting pretty close.
Boba is in there and tries to take something, but I don't know if much is happening. Will Ananas manage to get these 10 PvP points that they would need to overtake WQEQ? Ooh! And he gets
stopped.
Taken out, finally.
Got them both, I think. Yep. I think that's Gibbons' push done for there. That's not happening. Let's see what we've still got in here. Who are here? Is this who in NN? Yeah.
On NN, Russia's under siege. Not anymore, they defended themselves. Probably just trying to survive these last couple of shots.
I think they've had their defense points added on as well, so it's not been enough. Make a difference. Oh, they haven't had them added on yet.
But yeah, the lead of WQ now has expanded to about 30 no, more, a bit more than 30 points, and I
Yeah,
think this is it.
there must have been
WQE
more.
takes it home.
There must have been more raid points added on there. Defense ones. That jumped quite quickly, did not.
Exactly, that was what I
Get
was
riskier as
about to
well.
say, but they took it home. They won it, and the Streamer Dream Team has taken this W home, as now the raid phase is
Nice.
over. And this concludes today's EU base invaders, as we now can take a quick look at the stats of each team to see where they get their points from and what they did. So let's first look, of course, first place. We have WQE. We have 2 raids, 2 defenses, 231 kills, with Ladybug on the 84 kills,
Hell of a
which is
KD as well.
quite
That's a
nutty.
ratio.
Exactly. Only 100 deaths, so almost 2 kills per death, if not more. Structures placed. That is insane. BG has done a very well job just keeping the base running while it's under constant rocket barrages by the enemies.
It's a good job. You got to remember, going back to the start, that base was still twig on the roof. That had a visible core as they went into the end of attack. Even it wasn't finished by the time they got to attack, and they were completing it during the attack phase, and they still lasted the entire event, won the event, and that base took some amount of punishment. I'm really impressed with that build.
Yeah, now we can take a quick look at Ananas as well. Ananas, 2 raids that they did, no defenses. Total kills as well, 223. Top kill leader Menace being a menace with 63 kills. Not quite enough. Not quite enough to win it. But what I'm really happy about, Gobo is still standing, which means it's very likely that my pretty tower that I've been in love with today is standing as well.
Yeah, I think it made it to the end.
Yeah, and as well, we just see NN now in 12th place with the 2 backdoor raids that they did. Who as well. Sadly, not that successful, but still.
We're
Raids
looking at
complete,
Gibbons'
kills
stats here as
done.
well. They did
But
4 defenses on Gibbons, but they only got 1 raid completed.
yeah, and we just see RNC that got stalled out mid fight there against Bastards, which probably killed their run as they had such a good early lead so far.
Look at these stats for Russia, though. They were busy. They lack the. It's the kill points that's really, I think, that's what's missing from that score. They got plenty of defenses, plenty of completed raids, but they're only sitting at 129 kills, whereas you saw these other teams were like 220, 230. That's made a huge difference.
Yeah,
So
they
look
were busy
at
dying.
that compared to Gibbons, for example, 230 on Gibbons. Huge difference.
But still, successful
So,
defending gave them a lot of points to move up there. And then we see Bob with a lot of defenses as well.
mm-hmm.
But
RNC here
yeah,
for fifth, rather.
just Ladybug, Night Level, Manjaro, something I am not willing to pronounce, and BG managed to take these home with consistent kills, deaths, raid defenses, and while being under constant rocket barrages from ZZZ. I would say that is a very deserved victory for WQEQWE WQE.
Hopefully, the last time we have to say that.
Hopefully, the last time we have to say that. And on that note, thank you very much for tuning in to Base Invaders and You. Oh, I am just being told that we can interview them. So sadly, not the last time we have to say their name, but we can get an interview here. Just a moment. Perfect.
So we're just popping over into their channel just now. Gonna have a quick chat with them.
Yep. We are not. Oh, finally. Hello.
What's up?
Oh,
Hello, folks. Congratulations.
thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
How do you feel that went performance-wise?
I don't know. It was
It
was a weird event, man.
I feel like I'm like wasting, and I should be playing Fortnite. You know,
Yeah.
after that sitting with the VBG. So
Yeah, you did
Yeah,
seem
you
to be
were.
spending a significant portion of your time defending your roof.
yeah,
Yeah, and what was the feeling like being under a constant rocket barrage from your neighbors? ZZZZZ.
Light
we're not
work,
really
actually.
worried. Like they were not leaving the roof, so we can just.
They're-
It's like no
they're-
problem for us.
They're not the best players, you know. So
I know they're using the
Don't
worst
worry.
strategy to raid ever, so I don't know like what they're thinking honestly.
Yeah, they do.
And left all doors
do
open
need to
to
leave,
the
don't you?
generator. So we
Like lower below, bro. Let's raid from the roof. Surely it will work. Surely.
Yeah,
It was a
but
bold
you
strategy,
got.
but it doesn't seem very successful.
I think we were close to their TC in the last 5 minutes than they were the whole event. So
probably for sure.
Yeah. One more question from you. How did you get that very creative team name?
his
Uh,
face planted on keyboard.
Yeah, he fell asleep on his keyboard.
Nice.
Because we had quite the fun spelling out WQEQWE during the whole cast. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, well,
I wonder
Pridä did.
what next one
I
is.
let him, mostly.
I wonder what next one is.
I don't remember. I
I'm
don't
worried.
But yeah, 84 kills. Very nice job there.
yep, I've been shooting.
Thanks.
It's
Yeah.
Alvin's usual. I don't know, bro. It's actually probably cheating.
I didn't have to do base work, so can only thank my teammates, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm assuming you're going to participate in DNA event later on as well. So I wish you good luck for that one. Maybe you
Thank
can.
you.
Nah, I
Pull
might
out-
just troll and not even get top 14, honestly. Like,
Why not?
Good luck. Maybe you can pull off the double victory. And congratulations on the first place in the U event.
Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. Congratulations and good luck.
thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.
Dude, guys, check how many wave structures placed.
Well,
It was a
100.
lot.
With
What?
1092
lot.
structure
What the
placed. Other
I
teams
have
have
just been
150
playing
max.
Fortnite
no.
and not Rust.
19. Hello?
Wait, how is it 1,000 even? What? A lot of
Dude,
teams don't
you
even
should
have
see
100.
placed 3 of them,
how
I
easy
think.
it
A lot of teams don't even have 100, bro.
I placed 3, guys, at least.
I placed
Good
like
job, man.
5 or 6. I
That's
think.
what did the difference, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, the structure did the work. It held up to all of that roof rocketing.
Hell
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
other
very
teams
impressive.
are not even close behind to those 1092 structures placed.
Actually, crazy.
Did you think that was going to be an issue? Because I noticed your build didn't get completed until pretty late. So did you think that was
Yeah.
going to be a problem, or?
It
No,
was
weren't
a
scared.
problem when they
That's
built
usual.
next to us. We knew it's
it's
gonna
faster
be a
than
problem.
usual for BG, so I'm proud of him, honestly.
What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, guys. At least we didn't get 84
Yeah.
again.
I mean, yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
they were-
it's not again. It's
I don't
never
think
happened.
I don't think you can throw C4 from
Listen,
the
guys,
roof.
from Twig Rivals to Twig Invaders, basically. Like, I just stole the Spanish tactic, you know? Against Spanish people in the work, so. Basically.
That's good. Transferable tactics.
Yeah. I learn from the best.
So I think we'll probably be moving back over to our caster pit again. Thanks very much for speaking to us, folks, and good luck again in NA. Hopefully, get a repeat
we'll see you
performance.
soon.
See ya.
Good
Yeah, I'll
luck.
see you next one.
Yeah.
Done with that, we're quickly waiting for Ian to find his way back around here. Yeah,
So we're looking at 8 team here, Bonobo, who completed what two raids, 2 defenses, significant number of kills, not as good as ratio as we've seen, but that's still a pretty good showing.
look at these, what is it, items gathered? 24,000.
That's a lot. we're looking at here. Get
When we're
came
seeing
in
other
ninth
teams
place as well.
that have like 100. Again, some huge numbers, not really knowing where they come from, but they were like, yes,
But if
it is
we can
COVID
point
and
out
we're
here-
buying toilet paper.
we can point out here the difference in these structures placed. Look at Get Rip's structures placed. It was 61. Oh, sorry. Am I looking at structures destroyed? Yes, I don't have line. Structures placed was 113,
Yes, but still,
which
that's
is still a
10th.
10th. Yeah, a 10th of the number of structures placed by BG probably on his own.
Yeah, and he was just like, oh yes, throw that stuff to me. I'm a cut out ZZZ in its entirety.
We're looking at Idle there. Much about the same story as well. 1 raid completed, 2 defenses. Pretty much the same as we were looking here.
And then our pretty tower boys just moving in here with 171 kills, 176 deaths, and the 2 raid defenses that they can only accomplish because of their tower.
Successful defenses. The very long ones as well. Like, they spent a lot of time doing that, so they didn't really get any opportunity to go out for raids themselves.
Exactly. And then with their backdoors, which have given them 2 completed raids.
Which were
But
both in
again-
the last 15, 20 minutes of the run as well. Very impressive.
Yeah, but they had the same problem as Russia, where they were just lacking these PvP kill points
Yeah.
to get at a significant point, just on a way more extreme rate. Since Russia still had more defenses and more, I think it was more, or did they only have 2 raids completed? Anyway, still gave them the points that they needed.
Yep, and then you've got Lar here, 13th. Only a single defense, roughly the same amount the kills here, but much more even on the KD, which indicates much more even fights, and not a whole lot else. Alita doing the bulk of the kill work as well, carrying that with 58 for them. They were really active throughout the fights. We did see them a lot get involved in other people's fights and third party and trying to make opportunities happen, but most of them didn't really pay off for them.
Yeah, and I think one of the raids that they had was just taken away from them right
Yeah.
under their nose. Now our team in 14th place, Porosita, which have 0 raids completed, 0 raids defended. Tried the third party some raids, have positive kill death ratio, which is okay, which gave them all of their points. They have not taken any heli crates or anything in the pre-phase, and just had a very average performance, I would say. Kills well distributed, and that makes up for the 14th place of the leaderboard. And now, thank you very much for tuning in. This was Space Invaders EU 5-mans. My name is Pridä, I was joined by Ian, and I hope you tune in into the NA event, which time-wise should be around 3 p.m. EST or 20 p.m. British Standard Time, which would be 21 o'clock Central European Standard Time. Till then, thank you very much for joining me, Ian.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for Kaz doing the camera work and the stream setup, and I wish you guys a lot of fun playing Rust, and the teams that participate in today's NA event, good luck.